Down. Hello, welcome to another episode of Wait What? I'm your host, Luke Severide. Thank you for joining us. If you've never watched us before, we're a weekly show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, and we're basically like a news adjacent show. There's all kinds of crazy stuff always happening in the world. It's kind of, you get inundated with it. So what we've done here is decide to have a couple comics on. They all bring something that they saw in the news, a little bit off center, something that made them go like, wait, what? And they bring it on, we talk about it, we make some jokes, we have some fun. It is delightful. And also, we're going to be able to comment on threads. If you're watching this live, feel free, comment, we can talk back. Also, if you have like some sort of news article or something that happened that week that made you go, wait, what? Feel free, throw it in the comments. Maybe we'll use it next week. Who knows? It's the internet. None of this matters. We're having fun. All right. Before we get into it, though, I do want to say that this episode is brought to you by Magnatech Auto Glass and Residential. If you are in the South Sound in Washington, which is where I am, and you need your windshield replaced, you got broken into in your car, something like that, give them a call. They even do residential fixings. Give them a call. It's to my good friends, Mike and Jake Carroll. They're two of my best friends. And yeah, help out small businesses because Amazon doesn't need your money anymore. So help out small people. So give them a call. They're good dudes. All right. Without further ado, let's get into it. I want to get on my co-host, the ever balded, the ever bearded, Greg Beechler.
Hello, Luke, man.
What's up?
What's up, man? I like our ad right there, our sponsor. Like, hey, property crimes are up. Fuck these billionaires. Get this glass over here, son. Get the small business.
Did you accidentally leave your car parked in downtown Portland? What happened to it? We can fix it. Exactly, man.
That's what we need.
Yeah, it's good to advertise out there so that people are aware of an auto glass replacement company. Like, you don't want to just be walking around, see someone with their car broken into and like put a card, because that's not good business.
That isn't good business. Like, did they break into my car, steal my shit, and then like, hey, come pay me to fix your window, dude? That'd be a great business model.
I mean, get double the money. But yeah, for sure. Immediately someone would be like, this is you. I'm going to find you. Yeah, not good. Suspicious indeed. All right, man. So we had two things you and I wanted to discuss today. We're going to start off with the first one. I need to set this up. So just this. There's a warehouse that got busted in Vietnam. It was a raid on a warehouse, and they found 345,000 used condoms in a warehouse that were being cleaned and recycled.
Yeah.
Which is so terrible. And it's like I'm conflicted because my initial thought is that is revolting. That is like a terrible thing. But then my second thought is like, yo, you're going green.
Yeah. As green as you can.
Yeah.
You're keeping people off the earth, big carbon footprint, and you're recycling all this latex. So yeah, I get where you're coming from on that. I feel like the charges this lady got might have been too steep.
Yeah, and it was one woman that, like, she was running the operation there. It was just one person who would boil, dry, and then reshape the condoms. I think we have a picture of the setup she had. Sorry if this is gross to any of you. Yeah, it's so gross, man. She's got the same like little wooden penis just to roll the condoms out. Like, just, oh my God. It's so it was one woman that got caught for this. She got arrested, and then she said like that she routinely got got this supply from one man, like a monthly supply from one man. And I'm like, what?
There's no other follow-up questions. Like, yo, I have 345,000 condoms. There's no way you're doing this by yourself. Mathematically, I've done the math. You can't do it.
No, man, that's
condoms, dude.
Also, do you have your math to show? Because I would love to see that.
Oh my God. No, I don't have my math, but it's like he was averaging fucking like 300 girls a day for years, and like who even like starts that business up? Like, hey, you know what? I know they say don't reuse condoms, but you could actually boil them shits. I have a supply. If you got a dick rolly thing, we can make some money.
Yeah, you can make some money, but they said, okay, so it's, sorry, I'm looking at the side because I wrote down all the figures. It was 360 kilograms or 794 pounds of condoms. That is what they confiscated. Also, what a bad day to be on like warehouse removal detail. Like you just have to pick up duffel bags where you're like, there has been at least, I don't know, 3,000 dicks in the thing that are in this bag that is on my back right now.
It's in a
but
bag.
They would sell them for about 8 cents a pound. At a little bit under 800 pounds, that's like $61.
Yeah, that's a lot of work for $61. But is it American dollars in the vehicle? So that's probably like more over there.
Yeah,
but it still seems like a lot of labor.
A lot of like, I'm like, yo, man, is this not? This isn't even like financially sound. Like, is this just a passion project? Are they just like, yo, man, I really want less people out there, and also I want to keep Mother Earth doing good. So I'm going to go out there. I'm going to go through all these dumpsters. I'm going to find all these used condoms. I'm going to clean them out. I'm going to make Deborah down to the warehouse. She's going to handle it because she has a thing for the same thing that I do. And we're going to clean them out. We're putting them in bags, get these back on the street and get these bags back on these boys. No more people.
Man, that's the only logical way to even look at that, because to make $61 off of 8 pounds of condoms that you had to boil and re-roll by hand, no one's that desperate for a job, man. Go work at McDonald's. They're over there.
I mean, some people like to knit. That's what they do to pass their time. Maybe she's just really got like a condom fixation where she's like, you know what? I just like playing with them anyways. And at least this is for the greater good. The greater good.
I just love boiling and reshaping rubber.
All right. Did you have anything else to add on to that, man?
No, I just wonder what they use for like lubricants, or if it's just like those dry boy condoms. And if that's the case, feel sorry for women in Vietnam, dude. Sounds rough.
Yeah, probably is, man. Probably is. I do feel bad for the dudes who are just reusing a used condom. Like that can't be. That can't be great.
God, black market used condoms, nasty.
Oh man, it's almost like as if like contraceptives should be more readily available for everyone. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next one. I wanted to give a slight palate cleanser because this is just going to be a little bit different than just being like, yeah, use boner covers. This next clip I stumbled across this and it made me cringe and laugh all at the same time. Go ahead and play that.
Hey there, Jeff Horning here at Priority Motorsports, offering up some of the best selection of pre-owned vehicles that you're ever going to find in the entire state. So don't wait. You can get zero down, zero money, zero interest, zero payments for 90 days. All you got to do is get down to Priority Motorsports, 5817 East Kellogg, and pick out your whip so you can nay-nay. Pick out your whip so you can nay-nay and do the stanky leg, do the stanky leg, throw a little stanky leg, do the broken leg, do the broken leg, do a little stanky leg, do a little bit stanky leg. Come on, pick out your whip so you can nay-nay. Pick out your whip so you can nay-nay. Priority Motorsports, transportation for every generation.
Oh my God, man.
Oh, it was so terrible. That's so terrible.
What take do you think that was? You think they did that one take? Like, all right, man. I think that's like the shortened version of that, when people are like, no, we can't keep 10 minutes of you just dancing every fucking dance that ever way. He like cut out the Macarena and all the other bullshit he started doing.
Dude, I guarantee you, the idea behind that commercial was him just doing that in the office so much that like he just irritated everyone. They're like, dude, just stop. And he's like, you know what? It made you guys laugh. I'm gonna go put that in a commercial, because that's for sure the boss.
Oh yeah, no, definitely the boss. No boss would like let somebody just do that to their business, right? Like, what is this silly dance you're doing? That's Fortnite. You're fired. Get the fuck out of here. It would never happen.
I looked it up because I was like, I gotta at least know where this happened. This is in Wichita, Kansas.
Of course,
like, yeah, because it's real white, real flat out there. But at the same time, man, for sure that commercial got people's butts down there to buy a car because they're like, you're the cookie guy who did the stanky leg. Like,
yeah. Oh man, I wish we had the numbers before and after the commercial so we can see if that's true or not. Because I feel like that would hurt his business. Like, hey, you want to go buy a car from that guy who danced for like 6 minutes on the commercial? How much time?
I mean, you can be up. Sorry, Greg froze. Like, look at him frozen in indignation. Like, you could be. Greg got so mad at that dancing that he stopped himself from breathing or blinking entirely. He's just. All right, you're back. We missed about 10 seconds of you being mad. No, I don't know, man. Like, I think used car salesman, it's like a totally different thing. Like, most companies, you want to be like, you know, up and up a clever sales pitch and stuff like that. I think with used car salesman, it's just like, yo, you just need to remember our name for whatever. Like with the local commercials out in Washington, Puget Sound area, there was a like what honk when you drive by Vern Funk. That was always like super cheeseball things.
It is, but it's like kind of alliterative, man. It rhymes. It makes sense. Oh, there's Vern Funk. I better honk. Better go in there and check this out. I guess every time you hear that Whip Nene song, you're like, yeah, I should drive this car off a cliff.
I mean, and that's exactly why you don't live in Wichita, Kansas.
No,
also,
man,
I don't
forever, but we don't have time for that, dude.
I also think that I don't even know if they have any cliffs in Wichita, so I think they're okay with people wanting to drive off a cliff.
You could drive into a cornfield or a cow farm.
Yeah.
In Wichita, that's it, bro.
All right.
Right.
Quick side note about Wichita. I'm going to be there October 22nd through 24th at the Looney Bin. So, what a convenient reason to play this clip for me. All right, cool. Let's move on. Did you have anything else you want to say about that, man?
No, man. I'm trying to wash it out of my face. Let's get our guest on, man.
I'm sorry I subjected you to that, Greg. I apologize. You can get me back next week if you feel like it's something you feel like I would for sure hate.
Oh, I already got it.
All right, cool. All right, our first guest we have is a buddy of mine. He's a Seattle area comic, Chris Mejia.
Woo, what's up? Yeah, I'm still on that video. Y'all just show.
It's terrible, right?
It was okay. Like, what I love about it was that he had a clear car announcer voice, and then I'm doing dances and trying to rap the song voice. And then at the very end, what got me was that he just pivoted to come down to your realtor to get. Like, he just switched to some sort of voice, or I was not expecting that whatsoever. It was like as if his spirit only had enough energy to do whatever bullshit he was doing. And finally, he was like, "All right, I got to go to Microsoft Excel mode and just be a little professional at some point of this." Oh man, that was beautiful. That was when did the video come out?
It was a couple years ago. Like, I was just going through the internet and like through Reddit and whatnot, trying to find some weird stuff. And I came across this and I was like, yo, I at least need to make sure that I need to amplify this a little bit if I can. Because it's just so stupid. It's just peak whiteness where they're like, hey, you guys, come get deals. And whoa. Like, it's.
Well, Wichita, Kansas is a wide enough place where because like Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nene is a pretty old song. It like came out like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So like Wichita, Kansas is wide enough that they just now got their hands on it.
Yeah, I mean, that commercial top 10 on their local radio station. Have you heard this Whip song? It's crazy.
Have you heard the blacks are whipping and nay-naying, and I'm a big fan. I don't like that I said that.
Yeah.
I laughed because I didn't want to sound like a stick in the mud, but like my white butthole was like a little bit here and there. I was like, I don't know if I can.
You know Wichita white, dude. That's a whole thing. That's another level, bro.
Yeah.
You're good, Luke. It's not about you.
I can't wait to find out October 22nd through 24th at the Looney Bin downtown. I don't know where it is, actually. It's somewhere in there. But I'll be there. Oh, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. All right, man. Chris, what do you got, man? What'd you bring? What's your wait what moment of the week?
So my weight was, it's big news, so there's no way people missed this, but Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced that Florida is completely reopening. And not like how most states are, where it's like, oh, we're reopening, but like places have limited capacity and you're required to wear a mask. Like, no, like it's as if Corona never happened. Everything is reopening. Bars can have full capacity, and it's funny because when he announced this in the press conference, the governor talks about it with the same tone and energy that like every Facebook comment has talked about reopening their states, where he's just like, well, first they told us it was just going to be 2 weeks, and Florida, we did what we were supposed to do, and we stayed closed. And then they said, well, it's going to be a couple months. And then we thought, okay, whatever. And then they tell us, even if there is a vaccine, that we're still going to need to stay closed for another year. And we thought, no, that's not okay. We're reopening. Our businesses need to reopen. So now everyone's just going to die because Florida can't. Florida is basically what's happening there. And I feel like nationwide, like, isolation sucks. It's awful. Okay. I've hated it too. But I think isolation is making people realize, because like when you're alone by yourself, you really have to take a look in the mirror figuratively and see who you are as a person, because you're only spending time with yourself. So quarantine has made people realize they're not likable people. So they would rather die from Corona than deal with the fact that they're a horrible person. And that's basically what Florida is doing right now, where they're like, oh, I have 3 tap out shirts and multiple Mountain Dews in my fridge. I should probably go kill myself with Corona. That's what
okay. I always felt that way about Florida. Like Florida's just full of like the worst of every type of person. Black, white, Spanish, everybody's just kind of crazy in Florida. That's just what it is. But I don't know. I think the nursing homes and all that stuff down there, that's gonna clear out. Like that'll burn through this, right?
Oh yeah, they're out.
Prices are going to go down, and after a couple of years, because they're going to get that herd immunity, because like millions of people are definitely going to get it. It'll be cheaper to like live in Florida in like 5 years. So you got to think the long run here.
There was a TikTok of old people in a senior folks home where it's playing the song "We're Not Gonna Take It."
Yeah, I saw that.
People holding their masks and like, "We're not gonna take it." No, and then we're not going to take it anymore, they all take their mask off and fling it, implying that they're like, we're not going to wear a mask anymore. And every comment is just people being like, coronavirus entered the chat. Or just people being like, oh, Grand wrote that will.
Oh my God, this is at an old folks home.
Yeah, it's at old folks home.
Yeah, there was like some of them had walkers too, didn't they? Like I think I remember like the final dude, he's like on a walker and he's a little delayed. Everyone else is like half second for him, and he's just like
he's like, that's gonna be fine. He's like, I beat the Nazis, I can beat Corona. No, you can't, Gregory. You're not gonna beat Corona.
Yeah, you just threw out your shoulder throwing that mask, bro. You're definitely gonna die.
I mean, it is bad, but like at the same time, like my grandparents are dead. So I can say this without someone being like, how would you feel if your grandparents got Corona? They're already dead. So honestly, the ones in the video can clock out. I don't know. Like
I mean, a lot of things don't change in the country because old people are like, nah, I still want it to be back the way it was when I was 20. You're like, dude, you're 86. Like the internet happened. Things have evolved. Like I don't want to advocate for old people dying, but like, hey, maybe you should the fuck up. Just like a tiny amount. I mean, and I don't. But if you're gonna throw your mask, then this is going in a dark direction where I'm advocating for the death of people. But
it's okay. I'll say that I was.
Yeah, and also you, to further contextualize this, like you actually like you lived in Florida for a while. Yeah. So you're not just like one of us just like bashing on a place that never been there.
No. And see, here's the thing. When it comes to when people, because everyone loves the shit on Florida. And like I've always felt conflicted about it because half of me is like Florida deserves all of the roasting that it gets. But at the same time, my attitude is if you're gonna roast Florida for the right reasons. Because everyone loves to be like, oh, everything crazy happens in Florida and not in my state of Washington. A dude fucked a horse here and put it on tape and then he died.
Okay, wait a second. A dude got fucked by a horse here. There's the difference.
Sorry.
He didn't put it on tape. It was on tape. They dropped it off with his body at the hospital to help the doctors try to save him, which they didn't. Okay, get your facts straight, dude.
That's my bad. A guy was a bottom for a horse and then died immediately afterwards. That's
but it was like one guy.
Say what?
It was like one guy. There's not like 30 of them in a week where like in a 60-mile radius, like Florida. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit.
One is more than it needs to be though. Like one is enough where you can't say Washington isn't fucking weird.
Okay. It wasn't just one guy. This was a place where this routinely happened. Just one dude couldn't take that dick and died.
I thought like the dude let go of the penis and it went too far and he died. Like they didn't have like OSHA regulations there. So
yeah, there wasn't any regulations there. It was like OSHA would have had a field day at this underground get fucked by a horse den in Enumclaw, Washington. Man, they do not like it when you even allude to that happening there. They're like, there was a guy in NASCAR. Shut up about the horses.
I like what you said because that definitely implies since it was like a place where this is regularly happening, the rest of the people are like, well, I guess I can't get fucked by the stallion anymore because Tom can't handle big dick.
No, because somebody had to upload that to the internet, dude. Who's snitching out the horse fucking ring?
Literally, I think it's the people who go, hey, maybe we should not have this be a thing that happens. We should get it out in the world. But it's for sure like I don't know. We're like talking about Florida all of a sudden. We're like, yeah, but Washington, we fucking, there's like a law that got put in place where they're like, because it wasn't illegal to have sex with an animal as long as it was bigger than you. And then after that happened, they're like, nah, it's illegal to have sex with animals bigger than you.
So they tried to put a power dynamic into it. It's like, well, the animal's bigger. Like, you can't make him have sex with him. He's
Listen,
gonna
who doesn't want to fuck a 7-foot guy? I mean, I understand. Like, what?
Hey man, I just have the information. I'm not saying I agree with it. I disagree with it.
No. I'm just picturing what Washington legislation when they made that law. They're like, no one should fuck animals. And one person's like, but what if the animal's big though? And then they're all like,
yeah, one super persuasive guy. No, there was a team of people, dude.
There was enough people who no one wanted to admit that like one of them had a weird fetish, so they were all just like, you know what? Yeah, fine, it's whatever. Who's gonna fuck a horse? Apparently, people.
No, they're just leaving that part out. So if something happens, who knows? But this dude ruined it for everyone, and he didn't even live in Enumclaw. He was like an engineer for Boeing that lived up in Seattle.
Oh man,
traveled.
Foreigners are always ruining everything, dude.
He commuted for that horsey dick. Anyway, we were going to show a picture of what a Florida bar looks like. There was a point to that. Daniel, can you throw that up real quick? There we go.
All of this to say that people like to pretend that where they're from and where they live isn't weird, like Florida, when in actuality, every place is weird. Anyway, back to this bar. So this is a bar in Florida, full capacity. And there's another, I don't know if you have it, but there's another photo too of just dudes on that second floor just throwing money in the air. And if you look specifically at the money, it's $1 bills, which is.
Oh no, I didn't have that photo. Oh shit, man, that's great.
It's beautiful, and it's like a bunch of dudes who look like Kevin Federline or like the Limp Bizkit fan club that still exists somehow, and they're just throwing $1 bills in the air, and it's like proof of just like, yo, you're trying to flex, but you can't even be good at it. Like you're still broke and you're throwing $1 bills. But yeah, sure, catch Corona. And it's just, yeah, it's a bunch of, when I messaged you this, you were like, a lot of open holes and toes.
Yeah, dude. No mouths are covered and neither are any of the toes, man. And also, if they were a Limp Bizkit fan group, it wouldn't be $1, it'd be $3 bill, y'all.
Yeah. That's the Clinton joints.
Sorry. That was a joke that maybe one person watching this will laugh at. Hey man, 8th grade, I like Limp Bizkit.
Sometimes you just got to keep rolling.
That was good. That was good. All right, cool. I like that. Just like 25 minutes. So do you have anything else you want to add, Chris, in conclusion about your home state that's you don't want to admit to be in your home state?
I will say this is kind of like even though Florida's doing this, and unfortunately a lot of people are probably going to die from this, which is like legitimately sad regardless of how you feel about Florida. This is going to be, as dark it is to say, like Florida's just going to be the guinea pigs for because a lot of people are like, well, maybe herd immunity is how we're gonna beat this and all that stuff. You know what? Here's our lab. Here's our test. Just reopen Florida and see how it happens. And that's not the state where people are hygienic. So it's definitely there's a lot of middle of the country places where they just stayed open, but either there's not that much density, so it's really hard to tell what it would truly be like in the larger setting. I'm not saying we should just scrape all of these closures and quarantine and all that stuff, but if from a science point of view, if you truly want to see how herd immunity potentially do, Florida's going to be your testing grounds for it. So either A, we find out something we didn't think was going to happen, it was possible, or B, there's one less destination for Smash Mouth's tour.
You're gonna learn what to do or what not to do, man. I like that approach, man. Let's just let everything fall and just see what happens.
I mean, there's nothing else we can do. We just got to wait it out. But Florida with all of this really just seems like is acting like a dude, because people always compare Florida to being like the dick of America.
Mm-hmm.
Just off of the way it looks and also just the way it acts, it just kind of fucking goes out there. But it's as if Florida got an STD and the dude took, antibodies for 3 days while drinking. And it's just I'm not going to take the antibodies anymore. It's fine. And we're just all right, well, we'll see if the chlamydia went away. Who knows?
Florida right now with coronavirus is definitely the dude who has an STI. And then it is oh, you know what? But I also don't need condoms. They don't feel good. It kind of makes it not as fun. So you know what? I'm gonna just pull out, and it's that's not how STIs work. You're still gonna give it to someone, and they're just no, it'll be fine. And then it's all right, well,
I got this pamphlet I found online that validates the thing. I think
this pamphlet with no sources on it, and it's been shared so many times that it's losing resolution with each new share of it.
And honestly, my grandpa, who has shared it, so he believes it. That's good enough for him. It's good enough for me.
Yeah, for me. Anyway, I'm trying to fuck. I don't care about the consequences.
There we go. All right, that's Florida, I guess. All right, thanks, Chris. We'll have you back in. Hey, Wait What Watchers, it's Luke here. I don't know about you, but I get a little stressed out on occasion. Just spend a little bit too much time on Facebook seeing that one uncle that you don't really want to talk to, and I need to calm down, need to decompress. What I like to do is I like to use a little bit of Elevate. You just squirt a couple drops of that into your drink, you drink it. About 10 minutes later, you start to calm down. 30 minutes later, you're even calmer. It's fantastic. It's a CBD-based additive. And if you use the promo code BLC at checkout, you get 20% off. I highly recommend you do it. Have a nice day. Let's move on to our second guest. Also another Washington comic, Todd Kirkwood.
Hey, what's going on, Luke? Greg, how you guys doing?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah, I was eavesdropping here, paying attention to the show. Wrote down some notes. One, condoms. Who was there? A CSI team that had to swab for DNA in each one? Did they have to contact people? I don't I'd want to know if my condom ended up in that warehouse. You know what I mean? I'd like to know that information.
Were you in Vietnam recently?
No, but do we know that all of these weren't imported? How big is this scam? Where are you getting 300 million? What was the number?
345,000 condoms.
Is that all Vietnamese? Where's that coming from?
I don't know, man. It could be international jizz bags.
Yeah, so And if that doesn't get cleaned, now you got a kid overseas. That's all, all right, fine. Let it sort itself out, I guess. I don't know.
I think they boil it though, right? Like if your cum can survive the boiling process, that kid needs to be born,
Right, okay. Fair.
Okay. It survived being shipped across an ocean and then boiled. Like sperm doesn't last that long. Like it's not going to live that long, let alone with that. And if it does survive, that's Superman right there.
That's right on it. All right. The other thing from this that I wanted to point out, the wait what for the horse. I had familiar with the horse story as living in Washington here. Did not know they left him at the hospital with the tape. That is great because that implies somebody probably was like, what happened to this guy? It looked like he got fucked by a horse. And then they're like, oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
How terrible must it have been for whoever was like admitting him if it was like their first day and just be like, oh, there's clearly trauma on the anal cavity. Who's got a VCR? Maybe this will help explain it. It was on taped to his chest saying, watch me. And they throw that in there and just, you're like, all right, man. I don't
know what kind of information medically could have helped save his life from the video. Like the trauma looks pretty obvious that it was just confirmation of what I think they already knew, Yeah,
man. It's almost like as if these people didn't fully think through the consequences of their actions.
That's ridiculous, dude. You're right. Oh, shit. Chuck the tape here. Maybe they might have questions. I don't want to answer those questions. Just send him on the ambulance by himself. We can't be there.
No, but I like the concern, though. They might have questions. Let's answer them for them, right? You could just, that'd be rude to leave them wondering. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we know who the guy was on the tape who died. Who were the other two? Never found out because they never showed themselves, man. They just like, yep, have fun with that guy.
I don't know what happened to them. I'm pretty sure those dudes got caught.
Arrested?
Yeah. I hope so. Holy shit. I hope there's not just dudes going around and just be like, yes, I got away with it. Like, nope. All right. Did you have any thoughts on that, Todd?
No. We can get to the main one right now. So I was looking through here. You contacted me about the show. And this week I had a wait what moment when I read an article saying that, okay, picture it, 1800 guys, way back when, only Luke's allowed to vote from this group. That's it, okay?
That's true.
Man's never moved that fast. It's the Industrial Revolution, okay? They've invented trains, and they've never gone 50 miles per hour before, okay? The first thing men thought they got concerned about, men were concerned women's uterus would fly out their body. That was the number one concern. Okay, men have no idea what was going on. It's ridiculous. And I thought, well, all right, that's not that bad. Then I remembered in 1967, in fact, the Boston Marathon was only men. Women weren't allowed to run it because they thought it would damage their reproductive organs, which is, again, ridiculous. Specifically, that uterus might fall out. In fact, the woman, Catherine Schweitzer, who I looked up for this, she was the first woman to ever officially run the Boston Marathon. Men tried to tackle her to protect her reproductive organs.
I think I remember seeing a picture of this. I don't think they were trying to protect her because that dude, like, it was a shot of him like running, like reaching.
Yeah.
He didn't have like a protective face. He had a like, I hate women and they can't do the thing. Like that was his face.
That was his whole I know, but like the logic of like, we can't let them run. It'll be dangerous for them. Also, smash that woman that's trying to run, right? So
no, come on.
Men are idiots. They keep being idiots. And right now with RBG passing away, SCOTUS, these kinds of ideas that men seem to think they have some kind of education about women's reproductive. I thought I would talk about the uterus today, which way out of pocket. All right, here's what happened.
But also, before we get too much into it, I do want to point out the humor of complaining about groups of men discussing women's reproductive organs while being just a group of men doing that. So
I mean, I can see it, and I totally agree. But I would counter, it's important for us to at least start the dialogue of this talk. As misguided as it may be, there's valiant effort being put forth.
And I do want to say, if you're watching this right now and you want to play play-by-play, tell us why we're fucking idiots, feel free. It will be
Yeah,
good.
please email Greg and Luke. They're gonna give me a synopsis of how wrong I am. All the information garnered here is because I was watching Call the Midwife. All right, Call the Midwife. If you've seen that on Netflix, I was watching it with my girlfriend. It's lovely. It's British. It's about these midwives in old England. It's a little bit like Downton Abbey, but with more dead babies, which sounds like a deal breaker. But it's really great. I don't know. I didn't know more dead babies would make a show better, but whatever. And
wait a second, why are all these dead babies? Is this like
because it's about being a midwife and to make drama in the show. Some of them make it and some of them don't. And it's very emotional and they handle it responsibly. But I couldn't help but notice that dead babies got added to a show, but it's still watchable. So I wouldn't have thought that is all. I thought it'd be a deal breaker.
Say about you.
Yeah,
I know. Oh, what's it say about my girlfriend? She dragged me into it. I loved it. She's crying every episode and she's like, this show's great. I don't know. All right. Anyways.
show's great. Jesus Christ. Dead babies.
All right.
So I was watching this and my own ignorance came into play, right? So this all tied together. This wait, what moment came into play when they had to deliver the afterbirth, right? There's the birth and then there's the afterbirth. And I was like, I know what that is, but I had to ask. I'm like, how does that come out? Do they just pull it by the umbilical? I didn't know. Had no idea what was going on in there, why it would work. I knew some words, placenta, everybody hears these words, but I had no idea what really was happening. So I put together a little slide deck here that we could answer. If I think we have the first slide. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're doing science here, people. All right, this is not porn. If you want to go to Pornhub, that's available. This is science. This tiny infographic here that you can, I don't know if you guys can see that well, but is basic women anatomy. You probably saw this in junior high. We're not breaking any grounds here. We got a uterus, some ovaries leading through fallopian tubes. I'm not going to explain it all. This graphic doesn't list a clitoris. That's a whole nother problem that I just noticed till right now. But
okay, and for the sake of like the process of making a baby, the clitoris isn't necessary, but it is necessary to the beginning of that process. Or it's good to be part of that process.
Yeah, she's definitely involved in the process, but technically doesn't have anything to do with like the actual conception of children.
Oh man, babies would be so hard to keep going if you had to find the clitoris like on the regular basis to make that happen. Honestly, I kind of wish that's how bodies worked because then there'd be so much less pregnancies.
Well, I've been telling, if I talk to women, I say, ask a man if he can find your tragus. And if he can find your tragus, he can find your clitoris, right? That's just an educated man who knows about the body. That's all it is. Do you guys know what the tragus is? What's going on here? See? No, you guys don't know what the tragus is?
No.
Tragus is the little bump on your ear. The little bump. Learn your bodies, guys. That's what I'm saying here. That's what we're here to talk about today, all right? Science, learn your bodies.
You just reminded me of that fucking nerdy kid in like junior high who's like, oh, your tragus is showing. Like,
yeah, dude. This is
all right.
I feel like
so back to
you're trying to shame us now, dude. Like this is some bullshit. Todd.
Hey, I did the research. I can shame whoever I want. Okay. I've gone forth and educated myself, gentlemen. Now, back to our diagram from 1970s. The one thing I will say about this diagram, the uterus, all that, it's attached, guys. It's not flying out. All right. I cannot stress that enough. I looked into matter. There's ligaments. It's tied in there. Not coming out, gentlemen. If you take nothing else away, going nowhere. All right. Next slide. This is what I asked about the afterbirth. Here we go. Get with it, guys. What we have here is a uterus with a baby in it. It's good. It's good science here. Now, there's two parts to the afterbirth. Again, if anything's wrong, contact Luke. There is the amniotic sac, which is the whole bag that goes around it. That comes out. That's part of the afterbirth. That's the baby's spacesuit. Okay, that's what's in there. That's its bubble, And then there's a little bit at the top of this graphic called the placenta. I never knew what that was. Turns out the placenta, if we go to next slide, is a lung. Did you guys know this? It's a lung. Basically, it's a wet lung. Like I always thought like mom was plugged into the baby directly. Like, I don't know how it worked, but I thought the heartbeat transferred the blood. No, it goes through this and it filters through. This is less than anything good. It's just Bill Nye the Science Guy, which I'm fascinated by this whole process. Blank stares. You guys are looking at this picture like, let me see what's going on here.
Well, I didn't know it was like the lung, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't have a very thorough health class at all.
I already had like 2 kids, man. And I
thought it was like the embryo from an egg, like it was the nutrition. I didn't know it was a blood transfusion, wet lung
like
system.
A filter, man. That's why, kids don't get like HIV from the mom when they're pregnant with them, because it actually filters shit like that out. They'll get it from breastfeeding if the mom's HIV positive, man. That's what the placenta is. It's like a blood-borne barrier that takes nutrients and oxygen from the mom, but it keeps it safe. What the mom's got. Yeah, man.
I thought the umbilical cord was like a pop quick fitting or something, like a hose connect, like a disconnect or something. I didn't know what was going on. So when they're talking about unplugging afterbirth, I thought I didn't realize it was this big diffused surface for blood. I never knew any of that happened. I thought they were connected like directly. So that was my ignorance today. I didn't have to vote on anything and I don't have any power, but that was where I was like, wow, this is all right. So then funny. When I started learning about this, I said, all right, I got to learn some more. We had a nice talk. The last slide, we have that. Couple things about this. One, that placenta, that's wherever the embryo goes in. It can go anywhere. So sometimes it goes over the bottom of the cervix, and that's why you need a C-section. It's one of the reasons anyways. And I was like, that is the most metal thing ever, just slice yourself open because the life of your baby's in touch. Then pull it out. That's like metal momhood, you know what I mean? It's just like rip it open. And I didn't know that. Just because that plants and covers the way out. That's it.
Yeah, to have a C-section?
That's not the only reason, but that's one of them. And they can figure that out.
On that one, dude. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I learned. Also, you probably, sorry.
I know, it's a lot to take in, gentlemen. Wrap your minds around it.
It's also like, it amuses me that one, it's just like this, we usually do like news, and it's you just being like, I didn't know lady bodies that well.
Yeah, I learned about pregnancy.
I think it's important that we admit that. That's the thing. Be like, you know what? I don't know what's going on at all.
I knew about some of the things you told me today. I was actually shocked that you didn't know some of this. A little bit. I'm glad you're not a teacher.
Well, the other thing that I noticed that I learned, this one I learned, and this is all old manhood. If we put the other graphic back up, the cervix, they can look at that, and if it's not holding the baby in, that's down at the bottom of this picture, the doctor will take a look at it, and that used to be called, I don't know if they changed it, but this is what I was told, it's called an incompetent cervix. That is the coldest, worst bedside manner I've ever seen. That's all I have for that. But it's called that. Like, I was like, can you imagine the doctors looking at her like, ma'am, your cervix is incompetent. Like, that's, if you got naked with a woman for the first time, you pulled your pants down and she took a look at your dick and she's like, no, looks incompetent. That's hard. You can't recover from that. What the hell? So, learn about incompetency in your cervix. That was pretty good. So I don't know. Any other questions? Because there was a range of information I covered there.
I like that you realized your own incompetence and decided to fix that and to also share that information. Also, I will say, Greg, you probably know a lot of this because you have like 2 kids. So
I just said that. Yeah, I said I had 2 kids, but I had them like 25 plus. I knew about a lot of the other stuff though, because I did take health class, man, like biology and shit.
Yeah, see, I remember all the picture, but like the nitty gritty of it, like I'm like, how does that come out? Like, we usually that's the stuff we kind of look at and we're like, but I was like, all right, let's learn about it, right? Let's see what's going on, educate ourselves. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm a little embarrassed that I knew more about some dude getting fucked by a horse 30 miles down the road than about just literally half of the world's bodies.
I don't know. So it starts there, man. Starts there, I guess. I don't know. But again, all of that is filtered through my mind. So that if somebody is yelling at the TV right at the screen right now going, what is this guy talking about? Go ahead. Write in. I'm willing to learn. That's the whole thing. That's the takeaway.
All right.
I like that you're waiting once. I can't believe this is that you didn't know about pregnancy and you wanted to get it online.
I don't have any kids, man. So this was like a whole trip and like, all right, let's look in. What's going on? Again, I don't have any voting power, so that's really good. So it's fine.
Is your girlfriend pregnant now, or like, is it what happened?
I have voting powers like for regular stuff, but I just meant like I'm not SCOTUS. I'm just one voice here in
all right.
country. Is what I should have said. I'm not a felon.
Are you a felon, Todd? Like, felt like that would
just missed. Just missed. No.
All right, cool. Well, did you have anything else to add onto your thoughts on the women's anatomy and how bad you are at knowing it? Also, I do want to point out how funny it is that all of this stems from you seeing a bunch of dead babies be born.
You know how many dead babies it takes for me to start asking what's going on in there? It's about 6. It's 2 seasons, point of fact.
That's a lot of dead babies, man.
It seemed like, and the BBC is putting this on, so I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Well, I'm glad you were here to help educate us. Anything else to add on there, man?
No, good.
All right, cool. Let's get Chris back out here, see if he had some thoughts you want to throw in here. Chris, were you as ignorant as us, or are you a smarty when it comes to that sort of thing?
I know all about it.
Bullshit.
What an easy answer.
Go on the record and say that.
What an easy answer, coward. You're what's wrong with men. Let it go. Be like, I was ignorant as fuck.
Look, I know about the parts that I need to know.
Fuck.
All right.
Because look, I'm gonna be 1000%. I also had a terrible sex education in my high school, and I also didn't. It was half terrible education, half me not paying attention. So literally, dick or vagina, if you show me a picture of it, like a diagram, and tell me to label shit, I'm not gonna be able to label anything. Like
really?
I'll be able to label clit and I'll be able to label dick, but then like that's it. Like I don't.
The labia majora and all the minora, all that shit. You know,
Mons pubis, you ain't got any of that shit?
Yeah.
I can't label shit. I know what to do when I'm there, but I don't know if that makes sense. Like
you're just sitting there looking at this picture, just trying to fucking shoving your nose into it.
Yeah, like
it's the only thing I noticed. All right, so,
it's like you know, I know how to use it. It's like I can't think of an analogy. Like I know how to go from park to reverse, but I just don't know what the thing is called that I move.
Got you, man.
Well, that's like so many guys know how to drive, but I have no idea how a car works. You know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, but you're passing laws on cars. You should know how cars work.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Well, I'm not going to pass a law on.
All right, Chris, I don't know what you're capable of.
Also, hey, Todd, not cool just comparing an entire gender to an object. That's not
right.
I know that's how analogies work, but that's a bit.
That was a metaphor. It wasn't even a simile. All right, I didn't use the word like.
No, but I don't know. I don't know how shit's labeled and all that. And like, I honestly didn't know that a placenta was a lung. I just thought it was just like some goop that like people froze and then ate later on.
That's what I asked. I asked, why are they eating that? And I was like, all right, they're just doing that. Apparently, that's just doing that. There's no real.
There's no like medical proof that actually helps with like iron retention or whatever the fuck they say it does. It's like, you're just a weirdo who wanted some placenta pate.
You're just some white woman named like
Gwyneth.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the original goop is what that is. The original goop.
Like you're just like a Gwyneth who's like, I'm gonna eat my placenta. It's like, I know you're not seasoning that shit, so that's disgusting for 2 different reasons. And
hey man, they put some salt on it.
A baby pool that they're having their kid in type chick in the living room. Like, I have it natural. I'm gonna stand up in the water. It's gonna splash in there like a dolphin.
Can you imagine like if some parents have like a lot of kids, they start to like, oh, I like my placenta medium rare. I tried rare last time and that's not good. You know what I mean? If you like, what if you started like you do it enough times? Like 5 kids, you don't have a dialed in how you season it. Honey, this time I'm putting it in fucking sausage. I'm putting it in sausage this time. You gotta mix it up.
You know how to like super masculine dudes are just like, I'm a man and I eat steak and only a real man eats steak with a little bit of pink in it. I wonder if there's just like some Gwyneth who's just like, a real woman eats placenta with a little bit of pink in it.
I want this to be slow roasted, 8-hour hickory smoke placenta. That's it. Otherwise, it's not man enough.
If you cooked placenta properly, you wouldn't need sauce.
You should just let the placenta speak for itself. That's yeah.
Like if you season it properly and you cook it properly, it doesn't need the sauce. That's
kind of a deconstructed afterbirth, if you will. Right. That's all the rage.
You guys have so much more to say about placenta than I would have. Like I didn't like when we were putting together what the subjects were for the episode this week. I actually didn't like look at them all as a group, and I was like, "This is such a gross episode."
I will say, I'm sure.
No, we did use condoms. Then we did some corny like car salesman, and then we're like, "All right, Florida," and then Enumclaw dick fucking, and like Florida, and then we're just like, "And here's a vagina and everything attached to it." And now we're like, "How will you eat a placenta? The best barbecue sauce on it is obviously Sweet Baby Ray's." Like,
Okay, hold on, time out. Sweet Baby Ray's slaps.
I'm saying it's my favorite barbecue sauce, but if I had to eat a placenta, it's got baby in the name. I'm gonna use it. All right,
so you're not taking the race of the mother into consideration with any of this. Oh that's the angle you gotta start thinking about, like Tapatio or something. What are you putting on there? Sriracha.
I don't know if ethnicity affects the flavor of the flesh you make in your body.
I don't think so.
Biological.
But how do you prepare it? Is that appropriation if you prepare something the wrong way?
I don't know, but I know this conversation is like racist adjacent. That's for sure.
That's all right. Greg and Chris are going to keep us straight.
All right, let's land this plane before it crashes into something. You guys, please.
If you want to eat your own placenta, it comes out of your body. You do what you want with it.
Yeah, I'm saying that. Like, but still.
What a bold stance you took, Chris. What a bold stance you took.
But if you do that, I don't want you moving into my neighborhood.
Red line those people, right? Stop them from
drinking the same water fountains.
Jesus Christ.
All right, you guys. Please.
We have a lot to edit out.
We got a clip at the end of the show as a full-on palate cleanser. Just plug your social medias, plug whatever projects you got coming up, shows if you have those happening.
So follow me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at Topher Mejia, TOPHER MEJIA. Look up Chris Mejia Comedy on YouTube. I've been posting high sets on there, as well as there's a show that I've been writing that I will be self-shooting and releasing on YouTube as well, so you can subscribe and follow me there. And then shows wise, I have to look up in my calendar, so Todd, go ahead and I'll come back.
All right, then follow me at The Word of Todd on Twitter. Todd Kirkwood on
Thursday, October 8th.
What? Fuck.
It'll be an online show. If you follow me on social media, I'll have more details about it. I'll post it there.
All right. Catch me at The Word of Todd on Twitter. Todd Kirkwood everywhere else. And then my next upcoming date was I'll be hiking Mount Pilchuck on Tuesday. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Greg, what you got, man?
All right, man. At Greg Beachler and everything, my website, all that. Catch my show on the 8th. Fuck Chris. It's called Some Questionable Content. It's going to be like a debate show. It'll be online. It should be good. Got another show on the 10th online, just a black show. Check it out. Support the people. And then October 16th, I'll be doing live comedy in Idaho because they don't give a fuck about Corona. So they want shows. I'm going to go give it to them.
Northwest Florida, baby.
Whoop, whoop. All right, cool. I'm actually going to be on that show as well on October 8th with Greg, and then our buddy Narn Van will be on that. And then starting the middle of next month, October 22nd, for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be featuring at Looney Bins out in the Midwest. It's going to be Wichita, Tulsa, then Wichita, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and then Little Rock. And then, then I'll be heading back and then doing some gigs in Idaho and Montana. So stand-up is back. Hopefully I don't get the Rona. But please follow everyone you saw here tonight. If you enjoyed their comedy, follow them. They'll be back on the show at some point in the future as well. And this episode was brought to you by Magnatech Auto Glass and Residential. If you got some problems, give them a call. Buddies of mine, like I said, good dudes. And we'll be back here next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central. And we're part of the Big Laugh Comedy Network. They have shows every day of the week. If you enjoy this, check out their Facebook page. Like them there. Like them on YouTube. Check them out. There's great comics on there. We've had a lot of them on here, and we'll continue to do that. And it's also, this episode is brought to you by Elevate. It's a tincture. Oh, I had some today. So if you enjoyed my demeanor, It's because of this, probably. CBD heavy, you can't see that. We'll make a commercial for it later. But yeah, check them out. You can order the stuff online. The information will be in this thread as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys had a good time and want to leave you guys on a high note.
Now, I got a message for all you liberals out there. You want my gun, my firearm? Come take it from me. Just walk through my door, come into my home, and take it from me. With your weak, soft, liberal, girlish hands. Just try to put those hands on me. Those soft, liberal hands. Put them on me, on my body. Just slowly, gently dragging your fingers up and down my arm, giving me goosebumps. You want my gun? Come kiss me for it. But not like right away. Don't be too obvious with it. Let's do that thing where our faces get close to each other. And you know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. You just stare at each other's lips. But you're waiting for the right signal to give yourself over to them completely. Like in a walk to remember. Come do that for my gun. Bite my lip and play with my hair. For my firearm. If you want my gun, come spank me for it. Not like too hard, but like still hard, you know? Like hurt me but make me feel safe at the same time. You pussy liberals.